Hi everyone, welcome to YaguTamizhi. This is the continuity video of availability set. In the previous videos, we have discussed already what is the difference between planned and unplanned maintenance and how availability set help us to protect from the unplanned maintenance. In this video, we are fully focused on how availability set help us to protect from the planned maintenance. If you are still not watching the previous video, I will provide the video link in the description. Please check that video before going to start that. In this video, we will see how availability set help us to protect from the planned maintenance. Before that, we will quick recap about what are the options available in availability set. There is two options available in availability set. One is fault domain and another one is update domain. The fault domain we have seen in the previous video. Now we will see update domain and what is the difference between fault domain and update domain. Assume that this is availability set. Availability set. Inside the availability set we have two options. One is fault domain and another one is update domain. This is fault domain. Another one is update domain. Fault domain we already know we can able to create up to 3 fault domain, but in update domain we can able to create up to 20 update domain. But you can ask if there is any cost for availability set. Actually there is no cost for availability set, only the service we have placing inside the availability set. Only we need to pay for the service we are placing inside the availability set. If you are still confusing nothing, we already know what is fault domain. Fault domain is nothing, the server rack which has dedicated network connection, power consumption, cooling system, then we can call it as fault domain. If you are placing our server inside the fault domain 1, then we need to pay only for the server we have created inside the fault domain. We no need to pay for the fault domain we have created inside the availability set. Assume that the same like we have created another one replica server and we are placing inside the second fault domain to overcome from the unplanned maintenance. So this server rack has different network connection, power consumption, cooling system, so then we can call it as update fault domain 2. So ultimately what I am trying to tell, there is no cost for we creating the fault domain and update domain inside the availability set. Only we are going to pay for the services where we have created inside the availability set. I hope understand. I hope you already know fault domain. Now we will see update domain. For that I will just a quick recap on how fault domain is. Assume that this is the server rack. You can see inside the server rack we have multiple server hardwares. This is a hardware. You can see the entire server rack has dedicated power connection, network connection. So if you see another server rack, it has dedicated power connection, network connection. The third also has dedicated connection. So if the server rack contains dedicated hardware, dedicated power connection, network connection, then they collectively called as fault domain. So likewise the same thing happening here, so they called as fault domain. So same thing happening, but to distinguish that they place naming fault domain 1, fault domain 2 and fault domain 3. In availability set we can create up to 3 fault domains, so that's what is happening here. I hope you understand now what is fault domain. Now we'll see what is update domain. Update domain we can create up to 20, maximum of 20, but by default it is 5. There is no amount we need to pay for those things. So now we understand what is fault domain. Fault domain is nothing, the server rack which has dedicated power connection, network connection. If there is anything happen into this power, it will not affect this power connection, so it will keep on running even though if it is failed here. If this network connection is failed, so it is not affect this one. So this is what fault domain. So now what is update domain? Update domain is nothing. Before going to see what is update domain, we will see what is planned maintenance. The same example, assume that we have started on new startup company called Canvas Data Solution. For that company we planning to create one website, and once we done, we are planning to host inside the Azure data center. Assume that we have created and deployed our website inside the Azure data center. Once it is available in the public internet, the people from the public internet, they can able to access our website, right? There is a case, and there is two cases which make unavailable. One is planned maintenance and another one is unplanned maintenance. We already see unplanned maintenance, now we will only focus on planned maintenance. Planned maintenance is nothing. So assume that our website is available inside the Azure data center, right? Actually it is physically placing inside the hardware. So the Microsoft people, they all the cloud providers, they will they will like to make their hardware or software in up to date. Up to date means nothing, it is already it is in the updated state. So what they will do, whatever the new security patches came or software update came or hardware update came, they will if any hardware update came, they will replace the entire hardware inside the data center. Likewise, if there is any software update or security update came, they will update their software or hardware. So assume that in case if they most of the update they did without restarting their entire hardware, but in some cases it asks us to restart. So on that time, what happen if assume that this is the hardware, they did some software update or security patches. What happen once they update, it asks us to restart the entire hardware. What happen on that time, while we restarting, our server will be not available. On the time, the people from the public internet cannot be accessed. So the same example, assume that we have mobile phone, the Android or iOS. What happen if there is any new update for the OS? If you start the update, once it done, it asks us to restart, right? So on the time, what happen once we restart our phone, what happen on the time, if any person call from, they try to reach at our mobile, they can't able to reach out, right? Because our phone it is on restarted. The same scenario it is applicable for here as same as well. When the entire hardware is restarted, what are the services they created from the public cloud, all the services will be going to restart. So it is all the services it will be down for some time. So on that time, the people cannot be access our website. Assume that if our website it is business critical application, so based on our website only our business is running. So on that time, if 2 minutes downtime also, it will affect our business, so very big. So on the time, what happen, the people they try to create same website, they deployed in the multiple hardwares, multiple data centers. Assume that in this case, with the help of ability set, we can make our service available inside the data center level only. So we will see the same that scenario only. So assume that people will create multiple replica servers. Assume that this is server 1 and this is server 2, then they will place into the different hardware with a different network connection, power connection and different update. Assume that if we create 2, then we can able to easily overcome from the plan to maintenance also. Assume that we hosting this one in the hardware which has different network connection, power connection, cooling connection, as well as we hosted this one which has different network, power connection. So and also we need to tell to Microsoft, while updating this hardware, please don't update this one, because if they update the same thing at both the hardware at the same time, what happen, even though it is a different fault domain, if they update at the same time, what happen, both the server will be not available, right? For that only Microsoft provide one option called update domain. If you are placing, even though we placing in the different fault domain, it will be there is a case with there is a plan to maintenance while updating their hardware or software at the same time, both the server will goes down. So if they provide another option called update domain while choosing the fault domain, and also we need to choose update domain. Assume that this fault domain 1, we choosing update domain 1, then it will be placed here. While in fault domain 2, we need to choose update domain 2. Then what happen, once update domain 1 is updated successfully, then only they going to update the update domain 2. This is how we can able to overcome from the plan to maintenance. If you are still confusing with the update domain, don't worry, we will see with the help of this diagram. Assume that update domain is nothing, the servers is this. Assume that this is the server. Microsoft will update the server one by one. Once they did update for this, then only they will go for another one. It is once it is working fine, then they confirmed, then only going to update this one. So ultimately the server is going to restart at the same time. That particular server hardware the particular this hardware, they will technically called as update domain. So this once this is completed, then only they're going to update this one, right? For that, this is another update domain. Likewise, we can choose up to 20 update domains. For naming convention, they will place 1, 2, 3, 4 and keep on 20. So now we will see the same scenario, how we can make our service available with the help of plan to maintenance, with the help of update domain. Assume that this is server 1, we are placing this one in the update domain 1. Assume that this is update domain 1, right? This is update domain 2. So this is update domain 2, this is update domain 1. So this is our first server, this is the same replica second backup like. So first one we are hosting inside the update domain 1, and the second one we are hosting in the update domain 2. So our first server is available here, second server is available here. So the people from the public internet, they can able to access both the anyone based on the request. So assume that the Microsoft people first time they are updating the update domain 1. What happen on the time? The server inside the update domain will be goes down, because on the time while restarting. So on the time what happen, the people cannot access the first server, right? So on the time they will route the traffic into the another server in the update domain 2. So once it is working fine, restarted and it is working fine, then only Microsoft people will going to update the second header. On the time what happened, on the time this server will be not available, right? So Microsoft will route into the first one. So this is on the time it will be available, right? So this is how we can able to make our servers during available during the plant maintenance. Still there is a problem. In case assume that the entire both the server 1 and server 2 inside the same fault domain, right? Assume that there is a network power connection issue or a network connection issue. What happened? The entire server rack will be goes down. On that scenario, our both the server inside the server rack will be goes down. So for that reason we have to consider both fault domain and update domain, so it will both the combination of this help us to protect from both the scenario, planned and unplanned maintenance. So in this case we overcome from the planned maintenance. How we can overcome from the unplanned maintenance? So for that scenario we need to place our server in the as well as in the fault domain 2 as well as in the fault domain 1, as well as we have to keep in the update domain 1 as well as we have to keep in the update domain 2. Assume that this is update domain 1, right? Likewise this is update domain 2, update domain 3. So for likewise we have 20. So likewise this is fault domain 1, likewise this is fault domain 2. For that also update domain 1, update domain 2, update domain 3 as well as up to 20. So we need to consider both the thing. Assume that even though the both this is fault domain 1, this is fault domain 2, but while updating their hardware, they assume that we have thousands of server rack. So each server rack, assume that we have 20 update domains. So if we are keep on updating one by one, it will be time consuming process, right? For that only Microsoft what they will do, if we have thousands of server racks, in the all the server rack, first they will update the first update domain at the same time, then all restarted and all available, then they go for update domain 2. Likewise it will happen. So we need to consider both fault domain and update domain. So in this case assume that this is our server 1, right? While creating this server, we need to choose availability set. Inside that we need to choose fault domain 1. Fault domain is nothing, this is the fault domain 1, and also we need to choose update domain 1. So what happen if we choose in the availability set, we choosing this two option, what happen? This is fault domain 1, this is update domain, right? So our server going to host our website inside this place. So likewise we choosing the second replica of the server, we need to choose same availability set, we need to choose fault domain 2 and update domain also we need to choose 2. Why? Because if we choose, assume that we are choosing 1, so what happen? Our service going to create here. So in this case we already overcome from the unplanned maintenance. Unplanned maintenance, if the server rack goes down, if the net power connection goes down, it will still keep on available here. But you assume that what happened in the planned maintenance. Planned maintenance we already know, they will keep on updating one by one. the first update domain completed, then only they came for second one. In this case, both our server is available in the update domain one, so they will going to restart at the same time. So on the time both the server will be not available, right, for our users. So we need to place second server in the second update domain. So in the second fault domain, second update, instead of creating here, we need to place here. So what happened, even though if we place here, it will help from both the planned and unplanned domains, as in that first one is here, second one is here. So both are has a different network power switches, right? So it will also help us to protect from the unplanned domains, and also it has different update domains, so it also help us to protect from the planned maintenance also. Yeah friends, I hope you understand how ability set help us to protect from the planned and unplanned maintenance with the help of fault domain and update domain. If you are still confusing, try to watch this video 2 to 3 times, because it will be confused. For me also it takes some time to understand, so you try to watch 2 or 3 times, then you will get some clear understanding. Yeah guys, we will see in the next video. Thank you.